Great property from our vendor, Brad Moran. And did you like the moustache? I hear it's Movember. Well done, mate. Now, Mark, emails. There's another one here from Peter from Golden Grove that's right up your alley.
Yep.
If I was building a home, what extra costs do I have to allow during the construction and while I'm unable to live in it? In other words, progress payments.
Okay, the building contract that you enter into with the builder will have a list of progress payments and when they're due at various times during the construction phase. Once those payments are made, the lender will require you to start repaying, at the very least, the interest that accrues on the loan as the loan draws down. Now, bearing in mind it's only going to be drawing up in small increments, so the repayments won't be huge, but you're going to have to budget those in, particularly if you're paying rent at the same time. If you're living in a home that you already own and you have repayments already via a mortgage on that home, then we can look at things like bridging loans to ease the burden there.
And Mark, now these are mine, so that's it for the emails, but a couple of questions I've got in regards to, in the old days, bridging finance was talked about a lot. You virtually never hear about it now. Tell me about bridging finance.
Bridging finance is used a lot, and it's a very powerful tool because what it does is gives you the opportunity to go out and find a home that you like, and you can take as much time as you like to do that, and purchase it, and then gives you 6 months, up to 6 months, to sell your current home. So that way there's no pressure on you to sell your current home. And in that period, you will only pay the mortgage repayments that you were paying on the existing home until you move into the new home. Once your existing home is sold, the proceeds of that go to reducing the overall debt, so you have a peak debt and an end debt, and then you just move on to the repayments for the final end debt. So it's a great tool for people who have an existing home and want to move and not have all the pressure associated with it.
Now, years ago, bridging finance used to be so much more expensive than the normal loan. Is that still the case?
No. You used to pay about 2% higher on the bridging component. That went away a long time ago, and that's what competition does. So it's the same interest rates for the existing loan and the bridging component of the loan.
Now, just so we can let the viewers know, what is the current best rate that you're aware of for a housing loan?
Yep, the best rates at the moment are certainly variable rates. We're not recommending fixed rates to any of our clients at the moment. Variable rates are definitely the way to go, and we're looking at around about 5.55, 5.57 is around about some of the best rates in the market at the moment.
Now, two final questions.
Yep.
Is there any one thing you would like to tell your best friend or family member when it comes to property finance?
Okay, probably the biggest thing there is the lender will tell you how much they think you can afford to borrow, but when you're thinking of a loan, base it on how much you can afford to repay. In other words, make sure you do your budget, and when the lender says you can borrow this much, well, make sure you know that it's within your budget to repay that amount, because there's nothing worse than overcommitting. We're in a slightly increasing interest rate environment. They're not going to move up much, but by the middle of the year, by the middle of 2010, we're probably looking at about another 0.5%, 0.75% increase. So make sure you factor that in and never borrow more than you can afford to repay.
Final question. Would you buy a property at the moment? And I want this to be an honest answer.
Yeah, look, I think it's a great market at the moment, and I'm out there looking at properties myself at the moment. So yeah, it's a good time to buy, particularly for an investor.
Fantastic. Thank you, Mark. That's been terrific. Now, don't forget to join us at 1 p.m. each Wednesday, and next Wednesday in particular, we've got some extremely interesting discussion about bushfires. And before we go, some just listed properties that are a bit of a scoop and ready for you to have a look at.